Today I'm going to show you how to make the most delicious, crispy Korean-style chicken burger. We're going to serve it up with a miso mayonnaise, which is absolutely fab. And then we're going to serve it up with a very simple slaw made from fennel, kimchi, and some pickled red onions in lime juice. It's going to be good. Okay, this recipe all starts with a whole chicken. Now, I'm going to butcher this down. I'm going to use the 2 chicken breasts on another video later on. I'm going to use the carcass to make a stew, and I'm going to use the thighs to make this amazing chicken burger. Thighs are absolutely delicious. They have much more flavour in them than the breast, but if you prefer breast, then you go for it. But I'm going to quickly butcher this down so we've got it into portions, and then we can get going. The secret is a good, flexible knife. Very thin, very sharp, okay? First of all, I'm just going to cut the legs off, and then we're going to cut round the joint. So that is thigh and leg off. So we'll do the next one. So see that bit there? Just one simple cut. Dislocate it like that. It's a bad noise, that, isn't it?
Sounds like my name.
I was going to say, it sounds like you. Right, now we've just got 2 breasts on here, and we've got the wings. So all we're going to do is cut down the middle of the breast, and it will go one side of the breast of the what would that be called?
Spine?
No, that's the other side.
Breastbone?
Breastbone, that'll do, yeah. So just take one simple cut down there. It'll go one side of the breastbone or the other, so it's gone there to the right. All you do is use the tip of your knife and cut, and then just pull the actual meat away. Turn your knife round, cut away from you, like that. And just keep cutting and keep just pulling the meat away from you so that you're cutting against the bone rather than into the meat. So it's nice and simple. It's not complicated. It just takes a lot of practice and a bit of patience. And always remember, cut against the bone, not the meat. And then eventually you'll get to a joint and then just put your knife straight through, and that's it. So that's breast and wing number 1. The second one is slightly harder, but I just tend to hold on to the rib cage, cut down there, and then exactly what we did before. Just little cuts away, turn them around, cut towards you, and just pull the chicken breast away from the bone. Okay? And then essentially you shouldn't really have much meat left on there, but that in a slow cooker with some vegetables will make the most incredible stock, the base of a soup, a sauce, whatever you need it to do. So let me just put that out the way. Now what we need to do is just, you've got a wing on there, fold the wing over with the knife in between and then just cut away from you. And that'll take the wing off really easy. So we've got wing, we've got breast there. So fold it over, cut. So you've got 2 breasts there, we've got 2 wings, we've got leg and thigh. So I'm just going to cut between the leg and the thigh. So there we've got 1 leg, 1 thigh, and the same again. Just feel the joint. And there you go. That is how to butcher a chicken really quick. Have a go, practice, take your time, and you'll be able to do that. So I'm going to take these away. Yeah.
Why do we call it a drumstick? Is it just purely because of the way it looks? But obviously, is it purely just because of the way?
I think so, yeah.
Drumsticks don't look like that.
No, I know. I know.
Sorry.
It's all right. It's okay. Right, so I've got 2 chicken thighs here. I'm just going to remove the skin and I'm going to take the bone away. So there's 1 bone that runs down the middle. I'm just going to use the tip of a sharp knife and cut either side of it until I can actually see the bone, and then I'm just cutting against the bone and pushing it away. Just basically cut round the bone and the joint. All right, that's it. And once it's out, it's done. Chuck that in your stock, keep it, don't waste it. And then just watch out, there's a little bit of cartilage there that you want to make sure you remove. And there's a little bit on that side there. Okay, so we've got one thigh there. So let's just cut away. Cut against that little thigh bone. Pushing against the bone, not cutting into the meat. There we go. Knife underneath there. Cut that away. And then we're just going to pull the skin off. And there, we've got 2 chicken thighs, skinless and boneless. Right, chicken thighs are skinless, boneless now, so we are ready to make our coating. So, what I've done that's a little bit different is I've stolen some Rice Krispies from the kids. And I've got some panko breadcrumbs because I want to make this like ultra crispy. So all I'm going to do is just sort of crunch the Rice Krispies and the breadcrumbs together. Like the sound of this?
Very ASMR.
Oh yeah. There we go. What does that actually stand for? Do we know? No. Right. Just mix them together. And because the Rice Krispies are like super crunchy and really dry, it means we're going to get a super crispy, crunchy chicken. And then it'll be nice and succulent because we've used chicken thigh. Okay, so a couple of eggs. In we go. Let's give these a whisk. There we go.
Found it.
What's it stand for?
Autonomous sensory meridian response.
Wow. That's a lot of words. Okay, so chicken thigh into the flour. Okay, so this is seasoned with a little bit of salt and white pepper in this flour. So coat it really well, drop it in the egg, and then get the other one. So we're only doing 2 here, but if like you were feeding a family of 4, obviously you do all 4. Okay, so then keep one hand dry, one hand wet, okay? So turn the thigh over into the egg mixture. Make sure it gets fully coated because this is the glue that's going to stick that together, okay? So once it's dipped, then in. And then lift with your dry hand, lift some of the Rice Krispie and breadcrumb mixture onto the chicken so that you can turn it over without brushing any of the flour and egg off, okay? So there is method in my madness. Yeah. There. So look at, there's one. So I've got wet hand, I've got dry hand. So my wet hand in the egg mixture. It's very important, otherwise you end up with like 10 nuggets breadcrumbed with Rice Krispies on and it's just chaos. Believe me, you know, learn from my mistakes. One hand needs to be dry. Okay, in we go. And then lift some of those crumbs on top so that you can just turn it over. And what I would do is, like, if it's a rainy day, you've got nothing else to do, go to the supermarket, buy a load of chicken thighs or buy a load of chickens and butcher them all up and put them in the freezer ready. And then make these and freeze them if you want to at this stage once they've got the crumb on. And then they're done, aren't they? Right, there we go. So we can get rid of these now. Wash my hands. Right, okay. Give this a quick wipe down. Now remember, if you've got any questions about the recipes, post them in the comments below. I will answer them really quickly. I've always got my eye on it, and that's how you learn, isn't it? Ask the questions. Okay, air fryer's on 180. And then I bought this the other day from Sainsbury's. Absolutely brilliant. Oil spray. Okay.
Sounds like a drone.
It does sound like a drone. But it gives that really fine mist, which actually, you know when you get those sort of pump sprays and things like that, they don't quite work. Whereas you get an oil mist, which is brilliant, okay? And then let me just grab the air fryer, drop them in. And because we've got a little bit of sprayed oil all the way around, it means they will actually get golden and crisp on both sides without turning over. So in they go. They're going to cook for about 15 minutes. That's it. And obviously, if you've got more than 2 in there, you're going to crowd the space. So you need to think about that. Maybe turn the temperature up a little bit. It's going to take slightly longer to cook, but 2 in there, 15 minutes, easy, done. Okay, so while they're doing, let's make the dressing and we'll make the slaw. Okay, so dressing first. Miso paste. So this is red miso. Like miso, don't we?
Yeah.
Really good at getting like savoury flavour into things, okay? So I'm going teaspoon of miso. I'm going teaspoon of sriracha. You'll like this because you like the sriracha mayo, don't you?
Yeah.
And then mayo. Okay. So I'm going like 2 parts mayo and then 1 part miso, 1 part sriracha. So it's like half and half. So it's not like a mayo as such. So just stir together the miso, the sriracha and the mayo. I like it kind of that equal ratio, so it's not too mayonnaisey. The mayonnaise kind of just brings the sriracha and the miso together. So it's nice and savoury. And that's what we want. And then there's a little bit of heat there for the sriracha. So that is done. Now we are going to make our slaw. And this recipe just works for everyone. I need a glass bowl. Yes, I got a glass bowl. Right. Glass bowl so you can see. And what we're going to do is we're just going to slice up our onions really, really fine. This is the one thing that we all love, isn't it, in this place? Red onions pickled in lime juice. Okay, so slice your red onions as thinly as you can possibly manage to do. Okay, and if you get to a point where you can't cut them anymore, just turn it on its side and slice them like that. Okay? Don't do the core. See, all you're left with is the core. Get rid of that. We don't want that. Into a bowl. And then with your lime, give it a roll and then cut it in half. And that means you'll get way more juice out. Squeeze your lime, turn it inside out, squeeze it again, you just get loads more juice. Okay? Turn it inside out. And this lime juice is just going to give the onions a little pickle. So just scrunch them up a bit. And that means the onions just kind of break a little so that the lime juice can penetrate in and pickle them really quick. And then the only other thing I'm going to add to this, which I don't normally do, but for this recipe, I'm going to zest a little bit of fresh ginger in. Okay? So, not loads, because I don't want it to all taste of ginger. Oh dear. So we'll just grate a little bit of fresh ginger in there, just so you know it's there. That's it, like half a teaspoon, something like that. Okay. We'll give that a little mix. Do you like fresh ginger? Yeah?
I once tried the jarred stuff and it just isn't the same.
Thank you. I'm so glad you agree. Right. So normally with a slaw you'd add cabbage. I don't like cabbage. We're going fennel. Nice aniseed flavour that's like fresh, vibrant, really, really nice. So cut your fennel in half. And that core there, we want to get rid of that because it doesn't really render. It doesn't taste nice. It's just sort of a bit stalky and a bit woody. Okay? And then we're just going to slice now. Again, as thin as we can. Because if you cut it into great big thick slices, that's all you taste. Whereas if you take some time and shred it really, really fine, you get that all-round crisp, crunch, fresh flavour. Okay, once we're sliced up, Let's get the fennel in with the red onion. Okay, and then I've got a little bit of kimchi. So this is where your kind of cabbage comes in. There we go. How much was Emily wishing me to not be able to open that? Weren't you? You bad woman you are. Okay. So this is, it's kind of, you like kimchi, don't you?
I love kimchi.
There we go. So it looks revolting, but tastes amazing. All right.
Can you put as much or as little in as you want to that?
Yeah, there's no right or wrong, really. You just like, what have I put in? Half a jar. But now, we're going to have this really lovely, vibrant, fresh flavour that's going to completely contrast with our miso mayonnaise and our crispy chicken. Okay, so it's about kind of taking all those culinary principles but smashing them together into a burger bun. That's what makes a really, really great burger, I think. So I've got flat leaf parsley. You could add coriander if you like. That would work. You could add fresh mint. That would work. But I've gone flat leaf parsley this time. Okay. And then we'll just give that a really good mix. And that is it, ready. Even if you don't want to make the burgers, make this slaw because it just works so well with so many different types of food. Great on a barbecue. I've got a couple of brioche buns here, ready to go. See what's going on in here. Nearly ready. Right, chicken is done, and let me tell you, it is super, super crispy. I'm just going to pop them down there. Just listen to this. That's what you want, isn't it? And because we sprayed them, we're crispy underneath as well. Right, let's get these going. So, we've got our miso sriracha mayo on the bottom there. That's just going to give it that hit. It's going to give it richness. On with our chicken. Oh. Right, and then our kimchi fennel slaw. On that goes. What are you thinking about this one, Emily?
It looks
You like the look of this one?
Yeah.
There we go. And then just a couple of finishing touches for me. Sesame seeds. Black and white. There we go. Oh, there you go. And then I like the idea of just a final squeeze of lime juice. For me, that's just going to kind of cut through all that richness. And there you go. Right, there you go. That is how you make the most delicious chicken burger. We've got a miso mayonnaise on the bottom. Crispy chicken thigh with Rice Krispies and panko breadcrumb crust. A fennel and kimchi slaw. That is what I call a burger.